What's going on, everybody? This is that spiritual goddess. Today, this reading is going to be for all of my Geminis, whether that's your sun, moon, or rising. This reading will be for you, okay? And today we're going to talk about healing. So this is going to be all about what you need to heal from, or what you're going to heal from now through the end of December. And then I also have a spirit message for you, just so that way they can go ahead and put their input in on the situation. And then I also have a magic card to kind of see what our magic is going to be flowing like from now through the end of December. Down here, I do have a little bit about what your path is going to look like once we deal with whatever we need to deal with. Okay, and then at the very end, I do have an advice card for you. So it's that little extra razzle-dazzle to send you on your way and kind of validate whatever it is that we've talked about here today. And bear in mind that this is a general reading for all Geminis. Okay, so you have to take whatever works, you have to leave whatever doesn't. If nothing fits, then this reading is just, it's not for you, and hopefully the next one will. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move right into what we're working with. So Geminis, what we need to heal, or what we're going to start healing once we talk about all of this, is you guys got 3 cards. So it's going to be a little something for everybody. First one, home. The second card, unleash your creativity. And our third card, procrastination. All right, Gemini. We got a lot going on. All right, so first and foremost, okay, the home card is all about honoring that wounded child, okay? It's all about figuring out how you keep recreating home, okay? So it's recreating your childhood life in your home life now. It could be, you acting as your parent, or find yourself doing things that your parents did that you swore you would never do, right? But you find yourself doing that because, maybe when you were younger, a lot of your emotions weren't acknowledged or encouraged, or, maybe with how your parents were, maybe those emotions had to be suppressed. So now you're in a point where you have to really let those emotions out, really acknowledge and feel those emotions, and apologize to that wounded child that they had to go through those experiences, but acknowledge the lessons behind them, okay? It's acknowledging that you were once at a point where you swore you would never become, your parents, or, maybe treat your kids the way your parents do, but here you are, you find yourself unknowingly or unwillingly, becoming your parents. And it's because you never really dealt with or released everything that happened in the past. And until that's dealt with, you're going to kind of keep repeating the same patterns, because it's up to you, to really be able to break that pattern. Okay. Moving on with unleash your creativity. So for some of you, that's all about really acknowledging the fact that you've got this creative itch that you just can't seem to scratch, or where you need to scratch, but you're just not sure whether you should actually follow through and satisfy yourself by scratching it, right? So they're reaching out and letting you know that you have to find a way, whatever way that is for you. So whether that's singing, dancing, painting, drawing, however you unleash that creative aspect within yourself, whatever makes you feel alive and just lets that juice start flowing. They want you to acknowledge that, and they want you to work with that, because whatever feeds your soul, whatever feeds your passion is something that's meant to be explored, okay? And with procrastination, that's all about procrastinating on it. It's like you want to do it, but you just don't either A, know if you should act on it, B, don't know how to go about it, or C, scared it might not work out in the long run. And I mean, in all honesty, it's universe letting you know that you need to seriously you have to take the risk. You have to stop putting things on hold that you shouldn't be putting on hold, or it's removing people from your life that are not serving their purpose, or they've already served their purpose, or they're hurting you, or they're taking more than they're giving, whatever the case may be. It's knowing that there's something that you're supposed to do, or something that you should be doing, that you're not doing. and they're acknowledging this, and they're calling you out on it and letting you know you're procrastinating. You need to, let's go. You need to make a move. So moving on with that being said, our spirit message, we have sacred divinity. So sacred divinity is all about letting you know that you have two paths ahead of you right now, okay? And this can go so many ways, Gemini. So for instance, you know, hey, one path could be you stay where you're at right now, okay? And you can stay, you know, unhappy, you know, reliving your childhood memories or recreating your childhood with your kids now, which will end up having them to, they'll have to be the ones to break the cycle, you know, and, you know, heal from the things that you're passing along to them, okay? With healing, with your unleashing your creativity, okay? If you stay on this path, that energy stays stuck, it stays stagnant, okay? And you're always going to question yourself, and you're going to wonder, right? So here's your paths. A, you don't do anything, okay? You stay as is, unhealed, unfulfilled, unmotivated, unwilling, unwanting to do anything, right? You stay on this path and you have these resentments and these regrets because what if you took that risk? What if you just did the work to heal? What if you broke that pattern? What if you took that risk? You painted that picture, you built that thing, you know, whatever this case may be for you. What if you finally went ahead and reclaimed your power, and you just decided, fuck it, and you removed these people that, pardon my French, and you removed these people that you know are not serving any purpose in your life? What if, right? You'll have all these resentments. Or you have this other path where you do it, okay? You go for it and you take the risk, because the risk could be worth, you know, the reward. You never know. So what's better? What's more important here? Living with resentments and regrets for not doing what you know you should have done, or not knowing what it could have been, or just taking the risk, and if it doesn't work out, it's still not a failure, okay? Because there's a lesson that was meant to be learned, that if you hadn't taken the risk, or you hadn't healed, or, you know, broke the pattern, whatever the case may be, right? It would have never happened. You would have never have known, right? So it's all about what path are you going to take. And I mean, the magic you guys are working with, throne. I mean, the possibilities are endless. The potential is endless, right? It's all down to you, okay? The only person at the end of the day that has the power to choose the right path is you, okay? The only person that has the power to break the pattern is you. The only person that has the power to make that move, to draw that drawing, paint that picture, whatever the case may be, is you, okay? It's all about, what are you going to do with all this power? What are you going to do with all of this potential? Are you going to stay on this path and live with regrets and resentments by never knowing? Or are you going to slowly make your way to this other path where it's unknown, it's uncharted, but you have no idea? It's kind of exciting, scary as hell, but it could lead to amazing things, because we've been on this damn path for so long. We know where this goes, but we don't know where this goes. So what do? Let's move into your path. So in October for Gemini, not bad at all. I feel like this is going to take shape for some of you, because in October we got first light. Okay, first light is beginning a new cycle. So I feel like some of you are just, y'all have been patiently waiting to hear this message, or to get this validation, or to get this moment of clarification, right? And you're like, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? This is it. This is what I needed to hear. This is the validation that I needed to be like, okay, go. You know what I mean? So for some of you, this is going to take shape, okay? And you're going to begin a new cycle. And to clarify that further, we have the Chariot, which is all about movement, right? It's all about rewards that come with hard work. So it's doing the work and knowing that there's a reward at the end. So this helps making choosing that path just a little bit easier, right? But don't worry, it gets better as we progress. So October, fantastic. All right, we're beginning a new cycle. We've got movement, okay? We got rewards coming from all of this hard work, right? And then moving into November, we have uncovering treasure, which is beautiful, because with the uncovering treasure, it's all about the beauty and the bounty that lies just beneath the surface, right? So it's starting to see the rewards for all of this hard work. Yet you haven't hit the jackpot. You're not at the lottery just yet, but you're starting to see the benefits of all of the progress that you made and the evolution and the growth, right? Moving on to further clarify that, we have the Four of Swords, which may not look like the best card, but I mean, it is, right? Because we're starting to realize, you know, when you put the work behind it, when you start utilizing that magic and you start uncovering that potential, right? It really starts to kind of sink into your head just what you're capable of, okay? And with the Four of Swords, it's really insights that you get from, you know, meditation or reconnecting with yourself, whether that's going for a walk, being outside, grounding yourself for a while, yoga, however it is that helps you to connect and balance and just kind of calm for a moment. That's where a lot of your insights and your messages are going to start coming from. The other message behind the Four of Swords is that we're doing all of this work, right? We're probably on like this emotional roller coaster, some of you, right? Because it's like, woo, up, down, because you're healing and you're reshaping and you're molding and you're taking risks. So like your adrenaline's flowing, your emotions are flowing. You're a hot mess all over the place, right? So it's also a little bit of a reminder to make sure that you're also resting, that you're not doing too much and you're not taking too on, that you don't let like this, you know, fluctuation of power get to your head and you take on a little bit more than you can chew, right? So it's making sure that you're taking the time to rest. You know, meditation would be fantastic for you. And the other thing with the Four of Swords is that when you're moving along this path, right, and you're being hit with all of these choices, is to make sure that you're allowing yourself time before you make a decision. So for some of you that are used to just, you know, you don't really give anything the proper thought, you just kind of, you know, you just habit forming, you just go with it, okay? It's making sure that now, as you're moving forward on this path, that you're allowing yourself time before you make a decision, okay? Other thing, mental exhaustion. Make sure that, again, you are not taking on more than you can chew, and make sure that you're dealing with your own issues right now and not yours and everybody else's, okay? Have boundaries. Take care of you, because you're no good for anyone else if you're not even good for you while you're going through this process, right? But it's all going to work out. Moving into December, we're embracing enthusiasm, right? So everything is working out. We're happy. Everything is working out better than what you thought, okay? And moving on to clarify that, we have ego. So it's breaking free of those patterns, releasing those chains, right? The illusion of feeling like, you know, you're trapped in that, you know, where you were was the best that you were going to be. Or maybe for some of you, you know, when you hit the month of December, maybe you start feeling trapped, you know, where maybe you want to be happy, but you're feeling stuck, you know. And with the ego, it's all about accepting responsibility for your situation, right? And then it's making the choice to fix said situation. The other thing that comes into play with this ego card in the month of December is addictions or unhealthy habits. And it doesn't have to necessarily be you, but it could be someone very close to you where that energy does influence yours, okay? Where it can cause you to have unhealthy habits. So again, make sure we're being mindful, because the universe is always going to test you to make sure that you're not going to double back to old patterns. So make sure you're really sticking through to this path and what's better for you and the choices that you're making along the way. Moving into January, we have Mystic Healer. Beautiful card, because with the Mystic Healer, it's all about healing on every level, okay? So you're going to be healing your heart space, your head space, everywhere, okay? And you're going to feel the difference, not only emotionally, but you're going to end up feeling it physically, even spiritually. You'll just feel lighter. You're going to feel like everything was worth it. It all paid off. And I feel like all this healing that you're going to be doing from this wounded child and all of the time that you spent procrastinating when you would, if you would have just done it, you know, the time that you would have saved, you know, it's all about healing from everything that transpired in the past, forgiving yourself, forgiving others. So that way, as you move through this path, you know, and this point of healing you have, beautiful, the Nine of Cups. Okay, perfect card. The Nine of Cups is all about all of your dreams coming true, your dreams becoming a reality. It's an absolutely magical time in your life, okay? There's going to be good fortune, and it's having faith in the universe that all is going to work out well, okay? And speaking of having faith, we're going to go ahead and dive right into your advice card, which reads, which is from Spirit, by the way, believe. Now, the writing is small, so I've just been reading them. It saves time on everybody's part. So the belief card reads, the force that works through your soul, determining what's possible or impossible, the difference between success over failure, and above all, who you are, is the power of your belief. So again, really acknowledging the power and the potential that you have, that you know you have. It just stays stuck or dormant, or you're scared to use it, okay? It's believing in the possibilities. It's believing that if you take the steps, if you break the chains, if you make that move, if you take that risk, that it is all going to work out in the end, and they show you that it does. And I mean, it's beautiful. It's not an easy path by any means. It's nothing that you're just going to skirt right through. Of course not. Any part of healing and growth, you're not going to skirt right through, especially habit forming patterns, you know, or someone who's used to procrastinating on things that, you know, even are super important. If it's just in your nature, it's a habit. Okay. It's all going to take time and patience, but you'll get there, you'll get through it, and it's going to be amazing. So these are the messages that I have for all of the Geminis. I do hope that they resonated with you. Again, take what works, leave what doesn't. And if nothing resonates, then hopefully the next one will be perfect for you. But until then, take care, everybody.